Let me give this guy a call, man. Here we go. I hope you guys enjoy the stream. Oh, he hears me? Hello? Oh, wait. Say something. Can you hear me?
What's up? Hello.
There we
Can you hear
go.
me?
There we go. Okay. My fault if you don't see my webcam work. I don't know why.
That's fine.
I still have to, like, figure out how to... We'll get to that. I mean, how are you generally feeling, like, at this moment? You know, just chilling and everything.
Dude, I'm good. I'm chilling. I just got back. I was busy today doing some shoots, but...
Oh, wow, bro.
Yeah,
You were doing shoots.
chill.
Crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Wow. I gotta see if I could change the name of the... Yeah, I'll change the name. But yeah, like, I mean... you just came back from a shoot, like, today, right? Or...
Yeah. It wasn't really like any kind of... It was just more like a portrait shoot of a couple, so...
Okay.
I do more than just concerts, so...
Word, bro. I was doing production assistant on a film set today, which was...
Oh, nice.
Pretty interesting. I recommend it. I don't know... Do you just do concerts mainly, or you also do like?
Well, that's really more of my specialty, but I also do other stuff as well. I do like portraits, like senior photos, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Do you have my stream up, by the way?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you ever want to like refer to a certain post when like look at my stream when I'm scrolling, and you could just point to a certain post that you refer to, I refer to. And we'll get kind of started from there. I mean, like, first off, though, how I will ask, like, how did you first start off with photography? You know what I mean? Kind of just detail what it was like, kind of starting, what you did and how you kind of, started to, what kind of got you into it? You know what I mean?
Well, I started about 2 years ago. I always wanted to do like something with the camera. It was either video or photos. I like watching YouTube, so I kind of wanted to be like a YouTuber. So I bought myself like the Canon M50, which was like a really cheap camera, but I bought it and I started using it and just taking photos, videos wherever I went, trying to just get to know how to use a camera, and and once I knew how to use it, or whatever, I worked towards like a better camera.
Got you.
Yeah.
And like, what camera did you start off with at first, and then like, what did you like work up to?
So I started off with the Canon M50, which is like a $500 camera at the time.
Yeah.
And now I use a Sony M7 IV or Sony A7 IV.
The Sony A74 is like definitely like the camera I want personally.
Yeah, it's a beast of a camera.
I mean, like, I don't know if you have work from when you were first using the M50 at first, or if everything on your profile like is just.
Everything on my profile is basically with the Sony A7 IV.
Wow, the Mexican OT, I peeped that you shot him. Glaive is crazy. I've been listening to Glaive for like 3-4 years, so that's sick.
Yeah, he opened up for the Killer Roy, so honestly, it was an amazing chance.
That's sick, bro. Yeah, and I see that you mostly cover bands and everything, right?
Yeah, bands, artists, rappers.
Yeah.
I love music. I love going to concerts. So who I enjoy listening to, I'll just try and get a photo pass and cover
Got
them.
it. Yeah, and I mean, what I noticed that you work with some publications, showographers. How do you pronounce it? Yeah, showographers. Yeah. How would you? What was kind of like the process of being able to join that, and like, do you feel like that was kind of what had led you to level up in your photography work in terms of just connections and such, or when do you feel like that kind of happened for you?
So, well, I started working with AdXign, which was a very small publication, and
Yeah.
at the time I was following Shographers on Instagram, and they have like about 5,000 followers.
Yeah.
So, one day I saw that they were looking for contributors for the publication, so I just applied. I
Yeah.
like applying to just as many publications, and most of the time I get a no, but
Yeah.
I had to shoot my shot, and eventually one day I got an email back saying that they accepted me to work for them, and honestly, it's been amazing. Getting
Wow.
to work with a publication that big, really opens up a lot of doors. Something I really want to
Easy.
do is music festivals, and I feel like I have a higher chance of getting and accepted to work at a music festival with Shogoverse than with at Exile.
Yeah. And you just applied, right? At the time, like you didn't
Yeah,
think too much about.
no,
You didn't
I
have
mean,
any prior connection or anything at the time, or you know people that
uh,
knew, or you did, or.
oh well, the owner of Addict Zion once got interviewed by somebody from Shogoverse, so I feel like
Mm,
that's what something kind of helped me a bit as well.
yeah. Because that
Yeah,
person that got interviewed by Shogophers, like, had put in a good word for you, I'm
yeah,
assuming.
yeah,
Yeah. Do you feel like connections have kind of helped you in that sense? With.
yeah. Most definitely, I feel like well in this industry, like music or in photography, I feel like networking and connections is like really what helps you uh,
Yeah.
get a bunch of jobs and be able to do a lot of work.
A lot of odd jobs, too. A
Yeah,
lot of those jobs are kind of like, what the heck am
yeah.
I doing? Like, why am I out here freaking having to do, like, backstage shots? Or why do I have to, like, have the 3-song rule and that kind of stuff? You know what I mean? It's.
Yeah. One of my the first ever time I ever did concert photography, it was a very small artist down in
Okay.
Nashville. It was just like a local artist at a bar, and I live 4 hours away from Nashville, Tennessee, but
Mm,
they needed somebody to cover that, and I was like, why not? I'll take my chance. I know it's not
yeah.
a huge artist, but at least I'll get the chance to maybe get into this kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
I drove 4 hours to Nashville. I did it. They liked the photos, and that's how I kind of started into this. It's what really started me into concert
4
photography.
hours to Nashville is
Yeah,
crazy work,
yeah,
bro.
4 hours. But hey,
4
you
freaking
gotta do
hours.
what you gotta do to if you really want to do something like get into concert photography, you gotta do what you gotta do.
And you didn't even get paid for that, I'm assuming.
No, I didn't.
Wow, bro.
But
That's
I
crazy.
really wanted to get into concert photography, so I was willing to drive 4 hours.
I feel that because, like, when I first started, I had to kind of grind out the way I did, to
Yeah,
be able to get to a point now where I'm, like, known and connections and all that kind of stuff. But I definitely did have to
yeah,
grind a lot more than I do now. In
yeah,
terms of just, like, going to places, like, going to Brooklyn a lot. Like, and going to every show. Like, I've been a lot more selective about the shows that I want to go to. And I think
yeah.
that's been a lot more prioritizing, to say the least. So,
Yep.
yeah, I mean, I don't know if we have to get into the meat and potatoes of this whole thing, but how I discovered you, and maybe some other people probably, like, found you as well through this, but, I had looked up. I'm a photographer as well. I think I shared that too in your work, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
Which, by the way, how would you rate my work 1 out of 10 if you would share
Dude, it's
your
amazing. Dude, it's cool. You get to do sports.
a lot of stuff?
I just want, I want to get into sports, but as well, but you get to do sports. You get to do a lot of event.
Yeah.
It's great.
Good looks, bro. W's in the chat. W's in the chat, man.
Definitely W's.
But yeah, listen, man. How I found you was I was looking through the tag of D4vd's, like, Winter Tour or D4vd himself, and
Uh-huh.
I happened to have found you your post of David under that. And
Yeah.
plenty of photographers at the time that I was also looking for, because since this is a pretty big topic right now, it's like a big thing, and
Definitely.
I really appreciate you actually like coming on, because I didn't know if 2 other people were gonna be able to pull up for this, but you decided to come on, and I'm happy that you had the time to talk and everything about it, because I mean, so I guess just the meat and potatoes, like, you shot David. First off, like, how did that opportunity get set up? If you remember, kind of like, and feel free to be as detailed as possible. Explain like every process from start to finish. I feel like it can help a lot of people who are watching the stream who want to understand a bit more about the process of like media credentials and the process of all that kind of stuff. If there was a dead body in the backstage, hopefully you didn't see a dead body in the backstage, but just feel free to get as detailed as possible within all of the process. I think it would be very helpful for a lot of people watching the stream, including me. So man.
So well, I one way I always try to get like photo passes is email directly towards the publicists. So that's what I usually always do, because I feel like it's a lot better, and it gets you a connection.
Yeah.
So I would I email this one of these publicists from Universal Music, and I guess they like the work that I do, and we've become good friends, and so I guess she referred me to David's publicist, and the day before his concert in Indianapolis, I got an email from her saying that she would like for me to come to David's concert that night, and cover the event for photographers, which I happily accepted, because it's great when someone reaches out to you wanting to do some work.
Did you listen to D4vd a lot, like in terms of just enjoying his music, or?
I've enjoyed some of his music. I've listened to his new album and some of his old songs as well. I'm not the biggest fan, but I've definitely listened to some of his music.
Yeah, like, would you say you've known about him for like a few years now, or a year, or?
I've known him for quite a while. I guess since his biggest hit, Romantic Homicide, ever came out.
Yeah.
It's definitely where I discovered him from.
Wow, bro. Well, I wonder like what you must have thought of at the time, like listening to that song, like in 2022, because I don't know if I had even heard it at that time. So I wonder what it was like to hear it at that time.
No, I think I saw it through a TikTok, honestly. It was the time where it was first starting to blow up on TikTok. It's where I really listened to it. Honestly, it was a great song. And I didn't really think much of it at the time, or of David, because that was like his biggest song. So I really didn't think much of it. But it wasn't until later on where, David started to pop off, and that's where I started to really notice him.
And you're talking about this year, or at that time, like when you just started blowing up?
Or at that time where Romantic Homicide kind of just blew up.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, I'd say kind of, obviously you've kept in touch with some artists, I mean, or just, and at that time you were doing photography at that time, or when did you?
When was that, like 2022, 2023? No, I don't think I was. This has been really my second year of doing photography in general.
Word. Okay.
I didn't really start until 2024.
Same with me, because I've been doing it for a couple years, almost 3 years, and I started in I started in 2023 as well.
Nice.
It was a lot more casual at the time until about last year when I really took it serious. So the opportunity that I've had since then have been crazy. But I mean, so you were starting to do it a lot more probably like a year after discovering him, and then just kind of listening to him like here and there and everything.
Yeah.
So like you said, you had reached out to his publicist.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, was that like public information, or that was more like insider info?
Well, their publicist reached out to me, so
Okay.
yeah, I was reached out by his publicist.
And this was based off of like a previous relationship that you had with one of the publicist's friends, which that friend, like, would you say like you just met them randomly, or it was for another show and stuff like that?
It's well, like I said, I always reach out to publicists, to artists' publicists, to get a photo pass. So there's some who already know me. So when I reach out to them asking to photograph one of their artists that they represent, they usually accept me or let me.
Yeah.
So that because of that, our kind of relationship as a friends have really started to grow.
Yeah, I'm sure that makes it like very easier, for sure,
Yeah.
knowing that you're connected in that sense. So I think, and it kind of seems like you're sort of involved in a network of people and things like that. Something I wish I was a part of, to be honest. So shout out to you for that, bro. But
thank you.
So yeah, I'll probably let you take more of the floor from here on, but once you started to get accepted for the show, let us know kind of everything throughout, like, the day of, at least preparing for it, probably the day or a few days before.
Yeah.
And give us a rundown of how it was, like entering into the venue or traveling or all of that. I'll let you kind of yap for the rest of this thing. I think you had shared that you had probably had the chance to talk to him. I'm assuming.
Yeah, briefly I met the opener's manager.
Okay.
At the time, and through him I kind of briefly, like 5 minutes or less, I got to talk to David just for a bit, just say hi, and that's pretty much it, because he was busy.
Well, yeah, so explain everything about that day,
Okay,
what was going on,
the concert was in Indianapolis on Saturday, 3 days before, the information that came out of David.
It was a Saturday, September 6th?
I believe so. It's either September 6th or September 5th. I'm not too sure when it was, but it was in one of those 2 days, Friday or Saturday.
Alright. Perfect.
Yeah, and it was in Indianapolis, and I lived like 3 hours away, so I kind of drove there, and by the time I got there, a huge line of people were already lined up, ready, dressed up, all in white, and everything, dressed up as David's characters and all that. So it was already filled up with a bunch of people before even the show started. So that was crazy to see. Just huge lines all around the block with fans and everything. But yeah, I mean, just like any normal concert, I went up to the box office, got my credentials, was waiting in the general admission pit area until the opening artist, which was Bryant Barnes, I believe so.
Oh, Brian Barnes, like he was the opener, or?
He was David's opener. So I think he came out like around 8. He came out around 8.
Okay.
And so I went into the pit, did the first 3 songs, I took photos during the first 3 songs, all that jazz.
You had to like exit the venue like after shooting those 3 songs, right?
Well, this specific venue, they let you chill a little bit out on the side, like kind of like the backstage area.
Okay.
Just waiting, just for you to wait before the main artist comes out. So that's where I waited, and that's where I got to meet his manager, who I kind of started talking, and we exchanged socials and everything. Yeah, so I was there in backstage just waiting for Brian Barnes's performance to be over, and just waiting for David to come out.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so
you didn't shoot any photos of the openers, like whatsoever. You didn't fuck with the openers.
I did. I still have yet to still post them.
Okay.
Think about posting them this sometime this week. But
Mm.
yeah. I think that night was me and two other photographers that were there that night.
Yeah, so it was
So
two
we
other
were,
photographers.
yeah.
You met them like in the photo pit while y'all were shooting, or it was like before, like.
Yeah, we met just waiting for Brian Barnes just to come out in the photo pit. We were just there waiting. So,
Mm.
we just got to start talking and everything.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Once Brian Barnes' concert was or his performance was over, we kind of went backstage and were just waiting there until it was time for David.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
And
trying to look to see
honestly,
if
the con
there's. I'm trying to look to see if there's any like live video footage of like through like probably like one of his like videographers or something.
um
I don't know if there's like a full live like video of David performing. Do you happen to know any YouTube video of a full live performance or?
I don't think so. I haven't really found.
Okay.
I think the only concert I think that they filmed was probably in Chicago. I think I've seen
Okay.
clips from Chicago, but I haven't seen really much from Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, get back to what you were saying. My fault. I'm just trying to make sure certain,
Yeah, you're good.
stuff I could show,
Uh,
whatever.
so we were just waiting for David backstage, and honestly, the concert was great. The vibes were off the roof. Everything it was just so chill, just like any normal concert you would go to.
Yeah.
And it was full, packed out, sold out show.
Mm.
And honestly, and we were just waiting for David. He didn't come out until 9.
Okay.
And yeah, and his well, we had to shoot for only also 3 photos. The first 3 songs. I mean, the first 3 songs we were to
Mm.
shoot, which was great. He was very energetic. He was moving around, so it was really easy to get a lot of good photos from his performance. And there was a bunch of lighting and amazing lighting.
Yeah.
The lighting was great, so it was really easy to get good photos from him.
Wow, bro. I see this like
Yeah.
him like stepping kind of thing.
Yeah.
There is
Yeah, he was dancing a lot.
I don't know if that was like his manager that was holding the phone or something.
But that was like his social media manager.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. He has a separate Instagram and TikTok page for his tour this
Okay.
year, which he
Okay.
usually does like vlogs and stuff, but he hasn't been posting anymore.
Okay. It's been a
Yeah.
lot more, I guess, kind of like laid back, more so.
Yeah.
He hasn't really been like posting a lot more of.
No.
He hasn't been posting a lot more of vlogs. He probably doesn't have a videographer, but maybe he did at one point. I don't know if you had met. How did you get to go backstage by any chance?
Oh, well, like I said, once we got done shooting David, I stayed for the concert because I drove 3 hours, so I might as well just stay and watch his performance, watch his
Yeah.
concert. So I just stayed there, and I saw Brian Barnes and his manager just walking all around. So, I just kind of bumped into his manager and we just started talking and briefly mentioned David and asked him by chance if I could maybe like talk to him or see him. He was like, sure, why not?
Mm.
So,
Wow.
I went, followed him backstage, got to talk to him for like 5 minutes or just less because it was like right after he was done with his concert. So
Oh wow.
he didn't have much time. He didn't really have much time to say anything, but I just said hello. I was a fan of his music, and he seemed like he was a great guy, good dude, honestly.
Really, like,
Yeah.
describe the vibe, conversation, all of that. Talking to him. Like, how was it? Just
Yeah.
in
So
general.
I mean, he was a really chill dude. I asked him. I told him that, like I said, I told him I was a huge fan of his music. He said, "Thank you, thank you for coming out." I told him that I was here as a photographer. He was like, he was very loving, and he seemed like he was interested in the conversation. Even though he was like busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you got it, and that's something that you got, right? I don't know if you had talked to others. I don't know if you had known other photographers that were also that also had shot David at different locations since he's on tour, or since he was on tour. Like, I don't know if you had been in contact with some other photographers and they had shared their experience as well. Like, you know.
I've seen. Well, I follow some other photographers, but I really haven't talked to anybody else who's like shot David. I mean, I know Liam from who does who also shot him prior in New York.
Yeah. Oh, Liam. Yeah, Liam G. Yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah.
He shot in Terminal 5. I remember that.
Yeah, I saw his post up David, but I don't really know. I don't really like know him or talk to him. But I've seen his post, which is how I found out that David was on tour.
That's crazy that you found out from Liam G that.
Yeah.
He's on tour. That's crazy.
So yeah, I follow him, and I saw he had some. I know he saw his post about David. I don't know if he still has it up or not.
He probably doesn't. Cause so I remember I was at Terminal 5.
Yeah.
August 16th, and I think David had toured to New York.
Yeah.
August 18th, I think it was. August 19th. So he would have had toured, because the 16th was a Saturday for me, and I was at Terminal 5 because of Kyle Rich. And I shot photos of him and everything, or video actually.
Nice.
I don't know if you had peeped my IG before this, but because he shot, or not that, my fault if I'm starting, but because the 16th, like, I shot like Kyle Rich then, David like was at Terminal 5 like 3 days later. So
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so I remember like probably like a few days later, like Liam had posted his photos and he was doing his photos.
Yeah. I remember seeing his photos on Instagram. That's how I discovered that he was on tour.
Wow.
So I guess he must have took them down.
And Liam did take it down, assuming probably after, and like
yeah.
But I don't know if he's under a certain like publication. Like, I know that he has his own publication, Liam.
Yeah.
I hope to interview him soon, but he must have, like, I don't know. He probably, because also just I know that Liam has stances, so it's like this type of shit is just like, what the fuck, you know. But other photographers kind of had to delete their shit because of this. I mean, how do you like? Do you plan to delete it considering the news? Like,
well, I don't know. It's like 50-50. Okay. I know it's like not really. He hasn't really been. There's a bunch of evidence against him, but there really hasn't been like anything official from the police saying that he actually did it.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm still gonna keep my stuff up probably until like the police have actually said that he was the one that, you know, murdered her and all that stuff is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, kind of describe to me like kind of like your just your reaction to everything, because I mean, like, you pretty much like got to shoot beforehand the news. Probably one of your, I don't know about your favorite artist, but an artist that you had listened to for some time. Like, this is someone that in some way you probably would you say you looked up to him, or you just liked his music, or you?
I liked his music, so it was shocking because I believe the first time we heard it was Monday, so 3 days prior I was at his concert. I literally got to talk to him. So and the first thing I saw when I woke up was the news of David, which was crazy. So getting to see all that, but you know, it was Mondays. We didn't have much information on Mondays. We just all we knew was that they found a dead body. So I was kind of still suspicious, was like if he actually did it or not, because you know he was on tour.
Yeah.
But now that all this information has come out, like him talking to underage girls and all that kind of stuff, it's, you know, it's crazy. To just find that out.
Yeah. I mean, the funny thing is too, like, literally that was that the concert that he threw the boo boos.
Yeah, it's something that he does. It's just every concert he goes to, he like signs Labubu's and just throws them out into the crowd.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
It's funny because I don't know. I don't know if it was Indianapolis or another date. I think the news came out September 7th.
Came out on Monday.
Okay.
I think it was like last week.
September
Monday.
8th. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he had stopped by where did he stop by at? He had stopped by what was it? Madison, Michigan? I don't know. Minneapolis, Michigan or something. The news dropped out around then, so like there's a clip of him like throwing the boo-boos, and like during that time was when the news dropped. So I don't even know if he was even aware, which is a crazy thing, you know.
Yeah, it's insane. Because even during the news, he still went out. I think that day he still went out and performed, which was crazy.
Yeah.
And he didn't. What I've heard was like he didn't really talk much about it. He just went on with his performance and his concert like nothing ever happened.
Yeah, I mean,
he didn't really address anything.
Like, how would you say you personally felt once you had heard the news, or just your general stance concerning, like, you know, you've shot a lot of great artists, by the way, too, Hollis. Yeah. I mean, you're up for sure. You're definitely a way more further than I am, kind of. But, like someone you listen to consistently, it's like now you got to shoot them, and it's like, wow, I did it. And then you feel me? So, like, if you could just describe everything about how you feel, how do you feel?
Okay. It's a mixed emotions, because, listening to his music and everything, I like his music. Sometimes people say you should be able to separate the artist from his work. But, when you hear stuff like him talking to underage girls and like killing people, being a murderer, it's kind of hard just to be able to listen to his music and, just think about what he did. Especially his songs, because in some of his songs, he like the his lyrics that are in there are like talking about murdering and killing and all that kind of stuff. So
like context clues and stuff.
Yeah. So it's just kind of weird to listen to his music now and not think about him murdering a girl. But like I said, it was weird hearing the news on Monday because I shot him. I got to meet him. And I was a fan of his music. So, but on Monday I wasn't much a believer at that time because he was on tour, so not much evidence was out until later on throughout the weeks where we were discovering about him talking to underage girls and all that kind of stuff. That's when I kind of like started becoming less of a fan of him because it's crazy that he did that or.
And like you had talked to him too, like it was very brief, but you had a interaction with an actual human.
He was
being,
like
kind of
straight up normal dude. You would never if you would talk to him and just like see him, you would never think that he would be a murderer.
So it's like, do you feel a sense of, I guess, regret knowing about all of this and that you had spent all this time traveling and all this kind of stuff, in terms of being able to shoot photos? Like, do you regret it? Because it's still time you had put into traveling, shooting, editing, all of that, and just for this to kind of be out. So, like, do you feel that? Like, how do you feel personally about that?
Kind of sucks. Because, like you said, I drove 3 hours to his concert. I mean, the whole experience was great. I got to meet other photographers there. I got to meet Bryant Barnes as a manager in him. So it was still great. But it still sucks. I kind of regret like getting to photograph David and all that. But
I mean.
I mean,
I was
it
making a
sucks.
meme with that reaction you just had, so it was mad funny. But yeah,
You know,
continue, bro.
so it just sucks driving 3 hours to see him and knowing that he's a murderer. But you
Mm,
gotta take some positives out of events like that. Like I'm grateful to like be able to still be able to like meet other photographers. Make more connections. So I'm
mm.
grateful of that. But it sucks that I went to his concert and finding out that he's murdered 3 days. It just sucks overall.
And it's crazy too, because it's like, I mean, like you said, you wouldn't have even thought that like having an interaction with him being as nice as he is.
Yeah.
I mean, he literally has like a pretty like family friendly image
Uh,
to a
yeah.
certain
Like I mean,
degree.
if you see his other stuff, he never seemed like aggressive or like a murderer or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it kind of felt like off-putting knowing that behind
Yeah.
literally him being the person that he is like a literal like person that, you know what I mean? It just,
Yeah.
it's crazy, and
It's,
especially the fact that she was very like young. Like I don't even think she had. Yeah, it's just crazy. Like
yeah.
it wasn't even on the birthday that it happened, and it just,
Yeah. It's, yeah, it's
yeah,
insane
and the
what
years
have
prior
happened.
too. Like you're telling me that they were even younger when it happened. Like
Yeah.
it just doesn't make sense. It just.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I kind of want to ask, because we seem to just have a pattern of a lot of rappers and celebrities that happen to
Uh,
fall into people that are not of the age of consent, and they seem to
yeah.
just fall under people that are under that for some reason. And some people speculate
Hmm.
that might be because they're more easier targets. Some people speculate
Yeah.
that's because it fills their ego to a certain degree, all that kind of stuff. I kind of want to know from your perspective, like why is this such a common thing, And do you feel like when it comes to your favorite artists, because who else have you shot for, right? Like you've shot,
I mean, I've shot that Mexican OT, Soldier
yeah,
Boy, the
Soldier
Kid
Boy, yeah,
Leroy.
Killer Roy, yeah, all these other artists,
Um,
and I mean they're not as generally as controversial as the other ones
yeah.
that you
Ken
shot.
Carson.
Kinda under maybe the
So
opium label and
yeah.
the allegations, I guess, with Lonely and stuff like that, like
Yeah.
uh all that kind of stuff, like a little bit of controversy within that, but other than that, everybody else is good on your
Yeah.
profile portfolio at least. So just like,
Yeah.
why is it that we kind of see these rappers, artists, whatever, that just tend to follow these patterns of just being PDF files? What makes you think that, bro? And
Honestly, well, I mean, they have a huge following, they have thousands of people follow or
mm,
listen to their music, follow them or like see them as like their heroes,
yeah,
whatever. So I guess they just like prey on that, like if like someone, if a pretty girl would reaches out to them or something, they won't like they'll know they're like for them because they love them. So
mm,
I guess that's I feel like that's why they do it, just because they know it's like they can get it easily. They can talk to
yeah.
anybody, so they just get it easily because yeah.
I mean,
Honestly,
even, oh, what were you gonna say? My fault.
I mean it's just, but it's you know we never know. Any artist can just be doing that, but we'll never know.
Yeah, I mean, even if what do you call it? Like, even if the fact that literally they probably have a lot of females in their corner that are of age and
Yeah.
could possibly like them too, like
Yeah.
even with that, they still fall to kid. Like, you know, that's just kind of interesting, you know?
Yeah, I feel like it's just since they get a bunch of people's DMs and stuff, I feel like once they start getting talking to those fans, I feel like, there's some fans that they talk to more, and sometimes I guess like they don't know that they're underage until
Mm.
they keep until whatever. So they start talking and stuff. I just feel like they
Yeah.
have a more of a connection, and then then they are in too deep. So they try to, because they're fans, they're his fans. He's gonna like, they know they'll never say anything because they worship him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'll ask you this too, like, are there artists you photograph forever? Like, I don't know if you're into Kanye, right? Like, you fuck with Kanye?
Yeah, I fuck with Kanye.
Yeah. Would it be cool to ever have the opportunity to shoot photos of Kanye?
So that's a good question.
Yeah.
It would be I would I would love to, but I don't know if I could ever do it just because of the crazy stuff that he said.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. It would be an amazing opportunity, like it's Kanye. He's
Yeah.
amazing. His music is amazing,
Yeah.
but he said a bunch of stuff, and
Mm.
I don't think I could ever really do it.
Yeah. The crazy thing is too, though, I feel like he would still be someone that people would still see. He would still pull like massive crowds if he performed in New York.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
If he would go on tour, he would still sell out like a bunch of places.
Yeah. I mean,
even though he's like very controversial.
I mean, and because I'll be honest, I would go out to see Kanye personally in terms of taking photos of him. I would. I don't fuck with what he did, but I would still